Oh, what? Wait! Huh? Girl.
Oh, end of an era, baby. Now we're on to better things. Apply, 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 apply. Finding a new job's gonna be a breeze. Yup, and now we got more time to chill. And we got time to smoke. And even more time to chill. And even more time to... Wait, how long has it been without a job? 2 months? No job offers. No money. No will to live.
Quitting my job with no backup plan. Who knew we were going to get here with this conversation? Yeah, so I quit my job back in.
What is going on, guys? JC Needed here. Thank you for tuning in. I have a really quick favor to ask you. If this is your second time or more tuning into one of my videos and you're getting any type of enjoyment from it, please feel free to give the video a like and to subscribe because it really does help with YouTube algorithm and I would greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, let's get into the video. This one is about millennials who are quitting their jobs because they're tired of working and they're doing it for various reasons. Some have backup plans, most don't. So let's see what's going on here.
Here we go. No reason to be nervous. Full head of confidence right now. Hey, what's up, Dylan? Good. How you doing? Wait 1 second.
I was just doing some things this morning and I shouldn't could have told.
No, you're totally good. I just wanted to let you know, Dylan. I'm resigning today. I'm gonna put my 2 weeks in. I just wanted to be honest, open, up front with you. That's why I was like, I'd rather just talk to you on Zoom today.
No, all good. I appreciate that. It's bittersweet, but I get it. I'm curious, like, do you have another job lined up?
So I'll be totally honest with you, Dylan. There's no backup plan. I don't have another job lined up. I just been very stressed the past month. Well, just work's been very stressful, I should say. The past month, it's just been getting to me and it's been affecting me outside of work a little bit too. But there's just been a lot on me.
Yes, it's up to here too. I think your personal like just well being, like the what's up like this work to like carry over to like your personal life. So I 100% with you, like always doing whatever's best for you and your mental health too. I mean, it's up to you. I like you. It's one, but
I know. I like you too, Gary.
we have some cool chats, but
Yeah.
we get it. So
With the boy. Yeah, I'll be good, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, bud. See you later.
Okay, so I've noticed these types of videos where people record themselves quitting their jobs have become popular on TikTok and other social media platforms. I'm not sure why they're doing it. Maybe it's to create content for themselves as a plan to maybe develop a business since they've quit their jobs. I don't know. But I will say that I'm still not a fan of the idea of quitting without having a backup plan in place. It's one thing to quit your job and say, go pursue your passion in the arts, acting, music, or, start some other side hustle or to try starting a business or what have you. Have some type of plan in place, but just to quit and have nothing lined up to me is a bit new school. It's a bit new school. Like I said, I've always been taught by my parents and teachers and professors and whoever that when you quit a job, you always have one lined up. It's a very millennial thing to do. It's a stereotype, the stereotype is that we're lazy. I don't think that we're lazy. I think every generation has its lazy people and its very hardworking people. But I'll say that some of the stereotypes for each generation do fit more than others. And this is one of them. So I'm not sure what exactly it is. But again, I don't think it's a good idea to ever quit your job without having something backed up or as having a backup plan. Let's see what some of the comments say about this. I'm curious what other people think about this. So someone says, I'm proud of you. It takes so much courage and strength to follow your dreams, invest in yourself, and trust in the process. Excited to see what's next for you. I mean, I would agree with this, except for the fact he didn't mention that he is following his dream or investing in himself. He just said that he's burnt out and his work has been stressing him out or tiring him. I forget what he said, but work has been draining him. So, I mean, it's one thing to be drained by work and quit, and it's another thing to quit to follow your dream. So someone says, congratulations, keep up the good work. TikTok, here you come. So maybe he is trying to start making more income to live off of on TikTok. I'm all for it. I'm sitting here making videos right now that I'm hoping you're enjoying. If you are, feel free to give it a like, subscribe. But, it's one thing to quit when you already have momentum or maybe you're making some money from it or you have a lot of reason to think that it's going to take off. But maybe it is. I don't know. I've looked into his page. But if it's just that you're going to quit and then try to figure it out, again, I don't know if that's the smartest move. It's not. Someone wrote, it feels so good to walk away from something that doesn't make your soul happy. Okay, here's the deal with this. I'm of the mindset that your work isn't about being happy. It's more of a means to an end. And it's great. It's icing on top if what you do, you find inspirational or you find happiness in it or you find that it provides you some type of excitement or lights you up. But honestly speaking, work, I think, is meant to be able to provide for yourself, your food, your shelter, all your necessities, and then everything else you do after that, 5 to 9 on the weekends as well, can be for more passion. That's just how I think. I know it's not how everybody thinks. It's not right or wrong. My perspective. Let me know what you think in the comments.
I'm quitting my corporate job in 28 days now with no backup plan. Literally did the whole thing. I worked my ass off in school, went to college, even went to grad school, got my engineering degree, and I've been working in corporate America for the last year and a half as an engineer. When I tell you I'm the poster child for had her whole life planned out for her, yeah, that's me. We're all told growing up, and especially going to college, that this is the path you have to take, this is a life you should live, and this is the American dream. But it wasn't until I actually entered that world that I was like, no way, this cannot be the way we live for the next 40, 50 years. So I made the decision to quit my job, and the number one question I get asked is, how am I going to afford this? Not only am I quitting my job, but then I'm also going to go travel full-time to Southeast Asia. It was always that person that would be scrolling on my phone, seeing all these people our age going out literally in a different country every other week and just living your best life. My question always was, how do these people afford this? How are they doing this full time? And going through the process of doing the exact same thing or preparing to do the exact same thing, I just kind of want to shed some light on how I'm financially going to be able to do that. I made a list for you guys breaking down my specific financial situation, but also how you could possibly do it too. So just so you guys know, I'm quitting my job. I don't have another job lined up, and I'm going to be living off my savings. So obviously, number one is save up some money. I've actually been working 3 jobs the past couple of months to make as much money as I can because I knew that I couldn't do this corporate thing for the rest of my life. And I know y'all are going to come for me in the comments about this one, but number 2 is obviously having no debt. So I will be honest and say that I'm
Okay, so I'll be honest here. I think that this is a symptom or a blessing or an opportunity of being born in the 21st century and being born in an economically prosperous country. Just flat out. Because first of all, traveling Europe or traveling Asia, right after you graduate college, that's not a new thing. A lot of people did that when they graduated school in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. It's not new. So her doing that is not weird. And I think that she did it the right way. She went to school, got a degree in something that she should be able to fall back on if needed, which is engineering. So shout out to her for that. And now that she's stepped into the world of work, she's like, hey, you know what? It's not for me. I'm gonna go travel. Cool. She might come back from that travel and go right back into engineering. She might try something else. Who knows? But nonetheless, she should be fine in that regard. And as far as the traveling goes, it's been done for a long time. But I will say that this is something that is not just unique to millennials, but it's almost unique to millennials because of the fact, like I said, it's the 21st century, 2000s and after. It's like, it's a different time. We have more opportunity now than we did before. At least some people that are, not everyone, obviously. We know not everyone has the same opportunities as others, but she is in a good position, it seems like. So, hey, go ahead, go backpack across the country. But I will say that it's a very millennial thing no, it's not a very millennial thing. Like I said, it's a blessing of being in a 21st century country. That's what it is. So first of all, she has a degree where she can get a job out of school. Where my family's from, getting a job, even if you get a good degree, is very difficult. She's in a country where you get a degree, like engineering, you're almost guaranteed to be able to get a good job. That's number one. Number 2, it also sounds like she's doing it the smart way because she was about to get into that, and I'll let that part play now, where she's talking about how she's prepared to do this. She didn't just say, you know what, I quit, I'm gonna go figure it out. She actually planned to do this. So let's see what she did.
100% privileged that I don't have any debt to pay off. I don't have any student loans, no credit card debt, nothing like that. That is 100% due to the fact that I had parents that supported me, but also because of the fact that I got a athletic and academic scholarship going to college, so wasn't much money there. But what also contributed to not having debt was number 3, prioritize what you want to spend your money on right now. So for me, I am not the type to go out every weekend to the bars, buy drinks, buy new clothes for every different event. That's just not how I'm spending my money. I don't care for the flashy things. I will never buy brand names. I literally drive a car from 2004. Okay, it's a Toyota. It gets me where I need to go, A to B. That's all you need. Not really prioritizing the material things has really led me to have a decent amount of savings for when I will quit my job. Number 4, I'm gonna be traveling, not vacationing, okay? There's a huge difference. So I'm gonna be living out of a backpack full time. I'm gonna be bouncing around at different hostels. I'm gonna be getting around by buses, ferries, trying to limit any flights that I need to take. I'm not a big foodie, so I'm not gonna be going out to like the fanciest places to eat food. I'm really gonna eat what I need to eat to get where I need to go, and I'm there for the experience. Is have a side hustle. Yes, I know I spelled hustle wrong, okay? I'm an engineer, really good with numbers. My spelling's not always on. I told you guys before, I've been working 3 jobs. So not only do I have my corporate job, but I also do photography and videography on the side that I get paid for, and I also work with a travel company. So that helps bring in extra money on top of my full-time job. Not least, slower travel versus quick travel. This is big, so when you're not bouncing around as much, you are not spending as much money on plane to the next place, this hotel. With quicker travel, it's usually you're vacationing because you're only there for a set amount of time and you're gonna ball out while you're there. I'm gonna try and travel for months on end as long as my money can take me. And if I want to do that, I have to basically tie up any loose ends here at home. So for me, that means moving out of my apartment completely, giving up my own place here, and fully sending it, not really having anything to look back. When I say I have no backup plan, I really am just sending it and hoping for the best. And yes, I planned in advance for it, but I don't really have anything to fall back on if I'm not smart and if it doesn't work out. Taking this risk.
So honestly speaking, everything she said was like music to my ears. I'm over here like, I don't even know. I don't know if I'm blushing or what. I mean, whatever. But point is this, like, man, everything she's saying is spot on. No debt. If you've seen any of my other videos at all, you already know how I feel about debt. Debt is slavery. Whatever you can do to get out of debt, get out of it. If you have extra money lying around, you don't know what to do with it. Should I go on vacation? Should I buy my kids some new clothes? Should I go take a vacation? I just said that. Should I get a new car? Whatever. Don't do it. Pay off your debts. Pay it off. Get rid of it. She mentioned side hustles. That's a no-brainer. That's a very millennial thing to do, is a side hustle. That's like, side hustle is like synonymous with millennial. Millennial and side hustle are the same thing, essentially. So spot on with that. She mentioned about not spending money on things that aren't important to her. Maybe they're important to other people. Some people like designer bags. Some people like fancy food and fancy clothes and fancy drinks. She doesn't. She prioritizes travel. Boom. I mean, I love it. Oh, she said something too that really spoke to my heart, pulled my heartstring. She drives a car from 2004. For those of you who can't do math, I'll help you out. Maybe you're a little tired. Maybe had a little bit to drink tonight. No judgment. That is now almost 21 years ago, if I can do math. Think about that. We live in a culture now where a lot of people, especially millennials, want the newest car, the newest phone. But really talking about cars, the newest car. They can't afford them, a lot of them. So they're getting leases, or they're getting these exorbitantly high monthly payments and super high interest. Crazy. She's pushing probably a hoopty, and that's cool. I'm driving hoopty. I love my hoop. My car's been through like 4 accidents. So I need to learn how to drive better. But the point is, it's getting me from A to B, and I love it. And I love to hear someone who's of that same mindset. And she dropped something on me right now that I don't even know I've heard that before. I love it. The distinction between travel versus vacation. I never thought of it that way. She said she's traveling, not vacationing. Whoa, that's that's a gem. I wish I could tell her that in person. I might. But the point is, like, okay, that's true. A lot of times when I go off, when I travel, I don't, okay, I vacation. A lot of times I vacation. I'll go somewhere, I'm getting a resort because I'm bougie, and I save money, I spend my money well, and I save well, so I treat myself. Every now and then, very rarely, I'm vacationing. She's traveling. And that is a very good distinction, that you're spending less money because you're not paying for the most expensive food, the most expensive transportation to get to and from different cities or locations, for the most expensive or nice hotels. You're staying in hostels, which I did that as well. Experiences, you might be doing that on a budget as well. Maybe you're doing experiences that are free versus paying for excursions. So, I mean, that distinction is almost poetry. So while she's quitting her job with no backup plan, I put this in quotations because again, her degree to me is a backup plan. But again, if she doesn't have experience, it might be hard, but with engineering, it's a bit different. So, but she's quitting with no backup plan, but for all intents and purposes, it sounds like she has it together. So I'm really not mad at it at all. And I wish her success.
I'm 30 years old this year, and I quit my 9-to-5 cold with no backup plan about 3 months ago. I have not gone back to corporate. I have no intention of going back into a corporate office job. I really, really want to start to work for myself, by myself. I currently live alone. I live with my puppy Ava, and we live in a small studio apartment in the Bay Area. Right now, I'm still having to live off of my savings. I have not found a steady stream of income to live off of yet, but I saved up some money for this mini sabbatical, so we're gonna see how we do it. I know a lot of you are still in corporate jobs. That's totally fine. Get your bills paid. But I want to be the guinea pig and show you guys how I'm going to be paying my bills here on out with no 9-to-5 steady income. Now, it's not going to be easy. I know it's going to be a lot of hard work, but I'm at a point in my life where I need peace and happiness over that grind culture. So if I'm going to grind, it's going to be for me and not for somebody else's dream. So watch me come along this journey if you're interested in checking out what it's like to completely cold quit your job. I do not recommend doing this. But if you're curious about it while you're still getting your bills paid, come join the party.
So I'm laughing because at the end of the video, she had iced coffee, and that's a very millennial stereotype as well. All she needed to go with it was avocado toast. But anyway, with that being said, she said something about how she quit her job and she's still trying to figure out how to make a source of income after she quit. To me, that's something you plan for before you quit. You don't quit and then try to find your second source of income. But again, no shade, to each their own. I will say this though, again, millennials, in addition to being the generation of side hustling, we're also the generation of wanting to be self-employed and be our own bosses. I don't know if that has to do with social media. I'm sure it has something has to do with with social media, but it seems to be that way. But to be fair, historically speaking, most people have been self-employed. And actually, let me pull this up on Google really quick, because I read this, I thought it was interesting. So, okay, so Google says, historically, yes, most people were self-employed, particularly in pre-industrial societies where the majority of people worked as farmers, artisans, or small shopkeepers, largely operating independently. However, with the rise of large corporations and industrialization, the percentage of self-employed workers significantly declined, meaning that in modern economies, most people are now employed by companies rather than working for themselves. Okay, so I thought that was very interesting, because it does seem to me as though internally most people have this thing to where they don't want to work for someone else, they want to work for themselves. And I think that's in our DNA. Historically, now again, this was before societies were built up the way it is now, but even where my family's from, when I went back to visit where my family's from not too long ago, maybe about a year ago, most people there are self-employed. They have their own little shops, their own little stands where they sell food. So, and I've traveled around different places in the world, and it seems to be that's mostly what it is. Either you work for the government, whatever the big government is where you're in that place. And if you don't work for the big government, for the state, so to speak, you work for yourself. So I think that it's more not the norm to be working in cubicles or administrative jobs or for big corporations as people throughout history. From a historical perspective, from a historical lens, we have more so been self-employed. So I'm not surprised that a lot of people had that drive and desire to be self-employed. So I can't be mad at them for that. But just again, I'll repeat myself, have a plan before you do it. Don't just live off of savings and then start frantically trying to figure out how to make your life work, even if you run out of money.
So when I quit my job, I had about $7,000 worth of savings, and the main bill I had to pay was my rent, which was $325 a week. And all of the things I was doing, like posting to Instagram, posting to my podcast, nothing was making me money. So I was burning through my savings. And I thought, right, I've got 3-4 months to make this work before I've got no money left. And I'm not going back to another job that I don't want to be at. That was like my main motivation, that I'm not going back to work for anyone else. I was working probably like 16-hour days for like a good 2 months straight, because I wanted to make this work so much and I did not want to go back to work and work for somebody.
Okay, so that was a quick clip. Keeping with the theme, millennials, what do we love? Side hustles, what do we love? Podcasting. Podcasting is big. So to me, podcasting is almost like having your own little shop if you were to be born in another country. And so it seems like as a millennial, we all want to have our own podcasts. We all want to have our own YouTube channel. I mean, listen, I'm sitting here talking to you guys now. Thanks for watching. Again, if you're getting enjoyment, feel free to like and subscribe. But I'm sitting here making content myself, so I'm not going to judge someone else for making content. But I will be a broken record and say this: had a plan. She said she worked 16 hours straight for 2 months, which to me is not that long of a time period, to make it work. I don't know how she's doing right now, hopefully well, but it sounds like she just said, you know what, screw it, I'm leaving this job I don't like, and I'm gonna go balls to the wall and figure it out and make it work in podcasting and content creation. And like I said, more power to her. I don't know how she's doing now, but again, have a plan for it, and maybe she did. Well, she said she had savings of what, $7,000, and she paid what, $325 per week, which is about, what is that, 3 times 4 is 12, 25 times 4 is 100, so $1,300 a month. So maybe 4 months and some change she had saved up, and that's just rent. That's not counting food, transportation, other expenses. So I don't know how she's doing now, but this is just another example, because I'm a millennial. We love our side hustles, we love our avocado toast, we love our iced coffee, and we love being self-employed. So that's the moral of the story. A lot of people, or a lot of millennials anyway, are quitting their jobs with no backup plan, just because they're stressed, or they're trying to find themselves, or because the spirit or God told them to, or because they want to start a side hustle, or because they want to start a podcast. The list goes on. With that being said, if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you. Feel free to give it a like and subscribe if you feel so inclined to. And until next time, make smart financial decisions.